Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome to Leisure Gaming. I am Leisure, and today we're going to take a look at a deck that is inspired by Alice in Wonderland, Maliss. Maliss is a Dark Cyberse engine that revolves around recursion, bounce, and grind strategies, where core monsters like March Hare, White Rabbit, and Chessy Cat help loop your board presence, while linked monsters such as Red Ransom, White Binder, and Hearts Crypter deliver reoccurring control and board access. To start the deck profile, we have 2 Droll and Lockbird, where if a card is added to your opponent's hand, you can then send this card from your hand to the graveyard, and for the rest of the turn, cards cannot be added from either player's main deck to the hand. We have 1 Dot Scaper, and this is something that I recommend for anyone that's new to Maliss, because it is a great help for extending into your link plays. If this card is sent from the graveyard, or if this card is banished, you can then special summon this card. Of course, we have our hand traps of 2 Maxi and 2 Ash Blossom. Next we have 3 White Rabbit, and all of the Maliss cards have the same base effect, where if the card is banished you can pay a certain amount of life points to then special summon it back. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn unless they are linked monsters. Now, White Rabbit says you take no battle damage from battle involving Maliss linked monsters that point to this card, and if this card is normal or special summon, you can then set 1 Maliss trap from your deck with a different name than the cards in your graveyard. Next are 2 Chessy Cat. Any monsters destroyed by battle with a Maliss linked monster that points to this card is then banished. During your main phase, you can banish 1 Maliss card from your hand, then you can draw 2 cards. Next are 3 Dormouse, and this is an important card to have. This is going to be your main bread and butter combo starter. Maliss linked monsters that point to this card cannot be destroyed by card effects. During your main phase, you can activate this effect and banish 1 Maliss monster from your deck. Also, for the rest of the turn, Maliss monsters you control gain 600 attack. Next are 3 March Hare, and your opponent cannot target Maliss linked monsters that point to this card with card effects. During the main phase, if this card is in your hand, you can banish 1 other Maliss card from your hand or graveyard, and if you do, special summon this card. Next we have 1 Bestial Magnamut, and you can target 1 light or dark monster in either graveyard, banish it, and if you do, you can special summon this card. It is considered a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster. If this card is special summoned, you can activate this effect during the end phase of this turn. Add 1 dragon monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand except itself. Seeing how all of the monsters that we have are going to be dark, and Maliss can come back once they're banished, having Bestials is a great tech for the deck. Next we have 1 Bestial Druid Swarm. You can target 1 light or dark monster, and if you do, you can special summon this card from your hand. This is a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target 1 special summon monster your opponent controls and send that to the graveyard. Next we have 2 Nibiru, and this is here to help clear your opponent's field when your opponent special summons 5 or more monsters this turn, and Maliss can definitely do that, so this is great for the mirror match. You contribute as many face-up monsters on the field as possible, and if you do, special summon this card, and then you can place 1 token on your opponent's side. Next we have 2 Gold Sarcophagus, where you can banish 1 card from your deck face up. During your second standby phase after this card's activation, add the card to your hand. We will not be waiting for the second standby phase, because Maliss can then activate this effect when it is banished to pay life points to come right back, so this is a great 1 card starter. Next are 3 Maliss in Underground. When this card is activated, you can banish 1 Maliss card from your hand or deck. While 3 or more of your Maliss traps with different names are banished, Maliss linked monsters you control gain 3000 attack. While you control a Maliss linked monster, your opponent's monsters can only target Maliss linked monsters for attacks. Of course, we have our 2 Called by the Grave to go ahead and stop things like Ash Blossom and Maxis. Next we have 1 Maliss in the Mirror, where you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, banish 1 Maliss monster from your hand or face-up field, and if you do, negate that monster's effect until the end of this turn. If this card is banished, you can target 1 Maliss card in your graveyard, banish it, and if you do, add 1 Maliss card of the same type, monster, spell, or trap from the deck to your hand. Going into the traps, we have 3 Infinite Impermanence, where you can target face-up monster your opponent controls and negate its effects, and if this card was set before activation for the rest of the turn, all spell and trap effects in this column are negated. Next are 3 Dominus Impulse, and if your opponent controls a card, you can activate this card from your hand. When a card or effect is activated that includes the effect of special summoning, you can negate that effect. Then if you have a trap in your graveyard, you can destroy that card. If you activate this card from your hand, you cannot activate the effects of light, earth, or wind monsters for the rest of the duel. Luckily, a lot of our monsters are dark. Next we have 1 MTPO7. You can activate this card the turn it was set by banishing 1 face-up Maliss monster you control. All of the Maliss traps can do that. Add 1 Maliss monster from your deck to your hand, then if you control a Maliss link monster, you can banish 1 card on the field. Next we have 1 GWC0 06, where you can special summon one of your Maliss monsters that is banished or in your graveyard. Then if you control a Maliss Link monster, you can gain life points equal to the original attack of that special summoned monster. Next we have one TB11, special summon one Maliss monster from your deck, or if your opponent controls 3 or more cards, you can special summon one Maliss Link monster from your extra deck instead. For the rest of this turn, that summoned monster cannot attack, and neither player can activate its effects. Going into the extra deck, we have one Cyberse Diesel Worm, and this card is mainly here to be sent to the graveyard, so that way when your opponent activates a spell or trap card while you control a Link 4 or higher Cyberse monster, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard and then negate the activation. It's mainly going to be banished from the graveyard. Next we have one Mirror Logic Aggregator. If this card is XZ summon, you can send one monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, and you're definitely going to be sending that Diesel Worm we just talked about. You can target monsters in your graveyard up to the number of materials this card has. Detach materials from this card equal to the number of those targets in the graveyard, and if you do, attach those targets to this card as material. Now if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up card on the field, negate its effects until the end of this turn. Next is one Link Spider, and once per turn you can special summon one level 4 or lower normal monster from your hand to the zone this card points to. Next we have one Lingarebo. When your opponent activates a trap card, you contribute this card, negate the card's effects, and if you do, banish it. If this card is in your graveyard, you can contribute one Ignister monster that was summoned from the extra deck and special summon this card. Once again, just another extender. Next we have one Link Decoder, and this is a mandatory card for this deck. If this card is sent to the graveyard as material for a Cyberse Link monster with 2300 or more original attack, you can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. Next we have one Splash Mage. You can target one Cyberse monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position but negate its effects. Also you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except Cyberse monsters, which isn't a problem because Maliss is all Cyberse. Next we have one SP Little Knight, and the main effect that we want here is the second part. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can then target 2 face-up monsters on the field, including a monster you control, banish both until the end phase. Next we have one Haggard Lizardos. You can banish one monster from your face-up field or graveyard with 2000 attack or less, then target one face-up monster on the field, make its attack become equal to the original attack of the monster banished to activate this effect. Then if you banished a monster that was originally Reptile, draw one card. Next we have one Red Ransom. While this card points to a monster, the original attack and defense of all effect monsters your opponent controls are switched. And if this card is special summoned, you can add one Maliss spell from your deck to your hand. Next we have one White Binder. If this card is special summoned, you can target up to 3 cards in any graveyards and banish them. During your main phase, you can set one Maliss trap from your deck to your graveyard. Next we have one Hearts Crypter, and you can target one of your banished Maliss cards, shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, banish one card on the field. While this card points to a monster, this effect and its activation cannot be negated. Next we have one Firewall Dragon, and once while face up on the field, you can target monsters in your field and or graveyard up to the number of monsters co-linked to this card and return them to the hand. If a monster this card points to is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one Cyberse monster from your hand. Next we have one Appaloosa, so that way you can negate your opponent's monster's effects. We have one Access Code Talker, and if this card is link summoned, you can target one link monster that was used as its link material. This card gains the attack equal to that monster's link rating times 1000, and then you can banish one link monster from your field or graveyard to destroy one card your opponent controls. Next we have one Terahertz, and negate any monster effect activated by your opponent during the battle phase. You can send one Cyberse monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, and if you do, this card gains the attribute of that monster sent to the graveyard. Also it gains 2500 attack. The monster you're going to be sending is the Diesel Worm, and you definitely want to activate this on your end turn when you summon this, so make sure that your toggle is on so that way you can activate it. Alright, that wraps up the deck profile from Maliss. If you prefer a methodical value-based duel, go ahead and give Maliss a spin. If you found this helpful, smash that like button. If you're playing your own Maliss build, drop your tech picks in the comments. I like to read those and try them out for myself. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button as we're on our way to 500, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.